Hello, everybody. It is Joshua Lennox, your CEO, your Chief Encouragement Officer, live here on the Inspiration Station. It is Friday, June the 26th, 2026, 2626, y'all. Again, y'all, I always say it, but time is a swift, but also proving advancement and also acceleration for all of us. So I'm so glad to be here, and I'm so glad that you all are here as we're in the last Friday of this month, about to go into July. Y'all, can you believe it? Goodness gracious, we'll be at the half point for real, for real. I'm excited. I'm excited for myself, and I'm excited for you as well. I hope that you all have been having a great and an amazing day and also week. And I know this is your favorite time to be with me, and I'm glad that you're here. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. I mean, everybody in your phone can see this link. You should send it to them, whether you're on LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook. Send this out to whoever you can through your email database, whatever it is, send it out to people. We want to make sure we're sharing. If this is your first time here, this will definitely not be your last. The Inspiration Station is literally where we are inspirations, not just to each other, but also to ourselves. We're open, we're honest, we're vulnerable with not only each other, but with ourselves, because the greatest or the most neglected relationship is often the one that is had with self. So we don't want to neglect ourselves. We want to be open, look in the mirror, and be able to really look at the parts of ourselves that we love and the things that we might not love as much, and be honest about it and be open about it. So I hope that you all have also been planning and preparing for this new part of you that you're continuing to become. Also, I want to say that if you're on here for the first time, again, there'll be people who'll be sliding in here sometimes to give us some nuggets from their life, give us wisdom, give us some tools for our tool, a belt that we already carry around each and every day. And also just a place where you're always going to evolve, and you're not always going to you'll be motivated, you'll be inspired, you'll be encouraged, but you'll also be moved to do some level of action. And action might not necessarily mean you move your feet right away or you start to plan right away. It could be that the changing of your thinking is the beginning or the genesis of you getting ready to prepare for action. So I hope that everyone is taking time to love on themselves, love themselves, but also loving one another. I always say it at the end of the show, which I'm pretty sure I'll say it again. I say it on my reels too, just to spread love now more than ever, because we need it, and it starts with you. You have no idea just what your fruit how that blesses other people. Just your smile, just your laugh, just your kind words, your prayers for other people, your encouragement for other people. You have no idea what that does and what your life models to other people, and how that can just be love within itself through action, indeed, not just through words. So we're going to jump in because it's Friday. I want you guys to always say, go ahead and enjoy your weekend. And sometimes this is the time where some people are getting their week started, actually, or they're still going through days of work and travel and business and all kinds of things up until the very end of the weekend. So today we're going to talk about congratulations on your graduation. That's right. I'm telling each and every one of you, congratulations on your graduation. And don't look at me in that tone of a stare. You're probably saying, Josh, what are you talking about? I don't have no graduation invitations or something. Well, I beg to differ. It might not be a graduation where you're walking across a literal stage, or where you are receiving something for a higher level of academia, but you have graduated in many ways, and you just might be overlooking it. So I want you to even just say to yourself right now, congratulations on your graduation. I'm saying it to myself. Congratulations on your graduation, Josh. So we're going to just plow through this stuff really quick. And I want you to keep an open mind and thinking and reflecting and focusing on yourself only for just a moment. Be laser focused with me today. For some of you, that's a great challenge. Sometimes you're focused on the demands of your life. You have responsibilities of all kinds. You have families. You have people who work for you. You have just several other different demands, and you don't always zone in or zoom in and become laser focused on yourself and your own needs and your own desires, your own wants, and also reflecting on the things that you're doing really well, because it's probably easier for you to be receptive to criticism versus praise. I'll say that again. I think for some of you, or maybe many of you, it's easier for you to be receptive of criticism versus praise. Somebody tell you all the things you need to improve on and do, or what you're not doing, you'll probably be ready to write the list down, versus somebody telling you how well you're doing, how much you're changing, how positive you are, how you're progressing beyond what you even imagine. You'd be like, I don't know. You might question that. So, I want to say that many people are waiting for a cap, a gown, a diploma, a promotion, a title, a relationship, or public recognition to celebrate their growth. We're always waiting for something tangible to say, okay, you're really doing well. And it started when we were in school. You get those certificates, you get those trophies when you are in sports, you get perfect attendance, you get a certificate for that, you get honor roll, you get a certificate for that. So it's like there's always this thing. Sometimes we're looking for something to be outside of us or externalized in order for us to think that we're progressing or we're getting some level of recognition. But some of the greatest graduations in life are internal. You graduated from overthinking. You graduated from needing everyone's approval. You graduated from that toxic relationship. Also, you graduated from quitting every time things get difficult. You graduated from the version of yourself that couldn't handle where you are today and handling the things that you are today. I want you to think about even some of the things. It might be some other things that I didn't mention that you feel like you really probably in this very moment say, I've graduated maybe from not popping off. Maybe I've graduated from reacting and now I respond. I've graduated from putting myself last and I'm starting to prioritize myself. I've graduated from having such fear that's crippling me from going after things that I want to pursue. I've graduated from being around people who make me feel small or who I have to shrink around to make them feel comfortable. So you fill in the blank there. What I want to add to all of that also is that not every graduation comes with a ceremony. But every graduation deserves celebration. Sometimes we're looking for the brouhaha and the screams and the yells and the rooting from other people and other things. And it's like maybe I don't have to have a ceremony to feel like I've really accomplished something, but I can celebrate myself in whatever way I want to. Maybe that's taking myself out to dinner, taking myself out on a trip, or maybe just merely patting myself on the back and continuing to affirm that I can do anything that I put my mind to, or that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So, what I want to say too is, when was the last time you congratulated yourself? I know some of y'all are probably like, oh, just think about it. When's the last time you congratulated yourself? It's not always the easiest for you to do, not always the easiest for you to bring that to the forefront of your mind that when you're doing things, you might be on autopilot just thinking that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing and not stopping and taking a minute saying, you know what? You're doing pretty darn good. You know what? You're not exactly where you want to be, but you are far away from where you were. Um, Most people can quickly identify what they haven't accomplished. Going back to what I just said about being receptive to criticism versus praise, you can give me a laundry list of what you feel like you haven't done yet, what you haven't accomplished yet, what you've been procrastinating on, and you'll overlook all the things you've already done in your life. And sometimes, as I said, you're not being laser focused on you, so it just goes over your head. Very few can identify what they've actually overcome as well. When you're in survival mode, when you're always the pusher, always pressing past things, you don't even look at stuff that's saying, I really have overcome a lot. And some things I say, usually I say at the beginning of the show, I did not say it today, but I say that, we overcome what has tried to come over us. So you have many things that you have overcome, many things that you have gone through, and trials that you have come out on the other side that you've conquered and you've won, and you just don't look because you're thinking, what's the next thing I got to overcome? So today is about literally taking inventory of your growth. Where have you been? Where are you now? And where are you heading? Because maybe nobody handed you a diploma, but perhaps you've graduated from some things that you need, or I'm sorry, that you need to recognize that you used to struggle with, things that you used to be challenged with, things that you had a hard time with. It's like, have I even realized how I have matured past things, how I have put myself in a position to no longer go back and forth with, things that I used to have struggles with, I had a great challenge with. So the first point is we're gonna go to school for just a minute, but every grade has different expectations. Every grade has different expectations. And I want you to think about this first and foremost, as I mentioned with school. In school, what is expected in kindergarten isn't going to be expected for a high school student. I hope not. And likewise, life requires the same thing. It requires the same growth. You just don't, the challenges that you're usually facing today may simply be evidence that you've actually advanced. Sometimes we look at challenges and we're thinking like, oh, something's wrong. And it's like, this is hard. I've never dealt with this before. And it's like, could that be an indication that you have advanced to a level that you've never been before because you've gone higher? Think about like playing Super Mario Brothers. Anybody play Super Mario Brothers as a kid? I did. And I mean, I would wear that game out every time you went to a new level, and I couldn't wait. You remember you could jump and you slide down the pole and the flag, all the music, doom, 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 all of the ceremony that you would get. You knew that that was telling you you made it to the next level, but it seemed like every level was more difficult. But as soon as you get to that flagpole, it's like, that took more out of me than before, but I made it. And could that be the same thing for you? You might be dealing with some challenges today you've never dealt with before, but it doesn't have to be looked at in a place of a negative connotation. Let that be a reward to you, even though it might not feel like it, be a reward to you to say, I'm really not who I used to be. I have a new capacity to take on new challenges that I have never encountered. So that's letting me know I've actually gone to the next level. Is it going to be easy? No, but what changes without challenge? That's good. What changes without challenge? Nothing. That means you're just going to stay in the same place at the same level. So you don't get algebra in first grade. You don't get calculus in kindergarten. I don't know. I might debate that because, now I think these kids have stuff in elementary school that's like, we didn't see this until I was probably in like eighth grade. Like, what is this? This is like, and y'all are in the fifth grade doing this, and you know how to do it proficiently and effectively. Like, what and efficiently? It's like, what in the world, So the difficulty increased because the level increased. So in any area of your life right now, I want you to think where things seem like the fire has turned up. That is just an indication and very significant to let you know that difficulty has increased because your level has increased. What Sierra say? Level up, the level up, level up, level up, level up. Every time you level up, there's going to be a greater level of difficulty, but it's also showing you how much more strength you have, how much more endurance you have, and how much more tolerance you're able to take with things. And it is expanding you to become, again, another person that you've never met before because now you're at a place you've never been before. So even in this, don't complain that the test got harder when you've been praying for promotion. God, take me higher. I want to be greater. I want to be this. I want to be that. I want to see my life in this way. He's like, okay, I'm going to do that. I don't mind doing that. Just know I might have to turn the fire up just a little bit because there's more inside of you that I want to pull out. There's more that I have available for you. So because of that, you want more, that you're going to be tested with more. You're going to be challenged with more. And you're able to do it because if I always say this, if God is giving you the dream, if He's giving you the vision, if He's giving you those desires, He's giving you the capacity to fulfill it. It's just that as you're getting there, as you're taking the journey there, you might be like, I didn't think it was going to be this hard. Well, maybe it's not because it's so hard. It's just another way of Him showing you who you're becoming and what He knows He can put on you. People say all the time, He'll never pour more on us than we can bear. That's a Kurt Franklin song. That is not true because if you look in the Bible, there are several people who He put things on that were quite difficult. And I know they probably, a lot of them complain, oh no, I can't do that, God, I can't do that. But the fact of the matter is, He was with them, just like He's with you and I, even when we go to a new level of difficulty. All right. Next part, y'all, is teachers change as you grow. Teachers change as you grow. Every grade introduces new teachers. You remember you got your kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, and so forth. And in life, even different seasons introduce different teachers. Some teachers teach through encouragement. Some teachers teach through correction. Some teachers teach through disappointment. Some teachers teach through experience. But the lesson is not to become attached to every teacher, it's to learn the lessons that you get from them. Now, I want to say, shout out one specific teacher that I had in high school. She was my show choir director, Miss Nita Smith. Excuse me, Miss Dr. Nita Smith. I affectionately call her Mama Nita. She's been in my life since I was 16, so it's just been a few years. But anyway, she's been in my life for a very long time. We're just going to say that. And she's always, even if we haven't talked that much, she's still active. She still has kept up with me and very involved and very encouraging, very prayerful over me. And one of the things that I learned several life experiences. You would think, oh, she's just your choir director, your show choir director. She's just teaching you songs and choreography and all this stuff. And I'm like, no, she taught me life. She taught us some life lessons. We went to sing at a school once, and I remember most of the choirs there were going predominantly black, and they were going to be singing a lot of gospel. Well, we had a repertoire again of several different genres. Any kind of genre you could think, we would sing it. And I mean, we did dance tunes. We would do singing and dancing at the same time. We did different languages. We sang, gospel. We did classical. We did, again, anything you think about. And we could read music. Like it was anything you could think about, we could do. And when we got there, a lot of us were saying, "Oh, we need to sing. Da, 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 da. We want to sing gospel songs. We want to sing this on it." And she was like, "We're sticking to what we said." And we're like, "We're finna get clowned in front of everybody. Why in the world does she make it? She's gonna embarrass us." She said, "Well, I will let you all do Healing by Richard Smallwood." Richard Smallwood is a classical gospel artist. Like this is not. We want to jam. We ready to get down on something. We did, I think, an Italian piece, Seven Crudele. I remember, y'all, it was so long ago, but I remember that piece, and we did like "Don't Get Around Much Anymore" by Duke Ellington. That was a dancing and singing number. We did Stevie Wonder. Oh my God, one of the Stevie Wonder songs. It was upbeat. I think it was "Living for the City." No, 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 no. It was the anyway. It was a Stevie Wonder song, and I remember we did the healing song. And we did something else that was totally outside of the realm of what we were doing and where we were. And we were just upset. I'm just gonna say we were pissed. We get on the bus to leave to go back to school, and everybody's complaining. And she said, "Excuse me, excuse me." She said, "Let me tell you what your problem is." She said, "You cannot go somewhere and do what everybody does in order to make an impact." And I mean, I had an attitude as well, but I was quiet. I would dare not say nothing or act any way because I respected her. I respected my lead. I've always respected my leaders, even when I didn't understand what they were doing, because I felt like they're doing it for a reason. So I've got to trust them, even if I don't like it, if I don't care for it. And because of that, I remember she said, if you go somewhere and you do like everybody else, what kind of impact are you going to leave? She said, I guarantee you, out of all the choirs that were there today, you all will be remembered because you were different than anybody. Everybody sang gospel songs. You all did several genres. And it stuck with me because it made me realize you cannot be in this world and not be, you want to be this copy or carbon copy of people. You have to stand out. You have to be different and you don't, and dare to be different. Don't ever go somewhere and feel like you have to fit in or fit the mold of something. Stand out. So I've taken that with me for all of my life, and it has proven in so many ways with me and helped me in so many ways by just being different and not being what anybody would expect or not being just like everybody in the room. So I want to say why teachers change as we grow and why they say it's not to become attached to your teacher, even though she is like a mom to me. I learned the several lessons, and that was one that stuck out to me. And think about the many lessons that you have had with actual teachers, but your teachers don't actually always have to be the people in the classroom. It could be your family, could be your friends, could be actual experiences that you've had that have given you a certain level of wisdom. But we know that our teachers change. When you're in school, you're not going to have the same teacher you had in second grade. You're not going to have the same teacher you had in fifth grade. Sometimes in high school, you might have repetitive teachers, but they're teaching you a different subject matter. So hold on to that too. Classmates, y'all. Oh, let me back up. When they talk about the teachers, some people were assigned to just a chapter, not the whole textbook. So some teachers in your life that come to educate you, like we said, to educate you, correct you, encourage you, all of those things, it might just be for a certain chapter, not the entire book. Now, as far as Miss Smith, once I was 16 up until today, she's been a part of a whole bunch of chapters. But the next part, y'all, is classmates don't always continue with you. Classmates do not always continue with you. Not everyone who started the school year with you graduates beside you. I mean, I even remember my senior year in high school, some people who were actually in our graduating class, we had a graduating class of 400 people. Some people that I remember being in junior year, senior years, sophomore year, junior year at the school I ended up graduating from. I went to two high schools, but the high school I graduated from, sophomore year and junior year, senior year came around, a lot of those people were not even at the school anymore, or they weren't in the same grade anymore. Maybe they were behind trying to catch up or whatnot. So some transfer, some repeat the grade, as I just mentioned. Some choose another path, and also life works similarly to this because sometimes growth remains or means growth means that your circle may even change with your friends, people you hang around, people who you socialize with, certain organizations, certain clubs that you're in. Not because you're better than anyone, just because you're on a different assignment. So sometimes we think, oh, because some people, oh yeah, I'm leveling up. I ain't around them people no more. I'm because I'm better than them. I'm what it's like you're not better than them. What this is that different. It's you're different. You're becoming different. Different isn't better. Different is just different. So when you start to evolve and change and things of that nature, yes, your classmates, people who you frequented with, people you share space with, you're no longer going to be around them. Even when you graduate from high school and you go off to college, a lot of people you will never see again. You might have some people who attend the same college as you do or not. So it's like this is putting you into a perspective to say, I was around these people for this season of time in my life, but now I've evolved to another place. And again, it does not mean you're better than anybody. It just means that you're on a different assignment. This is at a different season of your life. And again, different is not better. It's just that it's different. Different is different. Last thing, y'all, almost last thing. Y'all hold on, y'all getting everything I'm saying? Last thing is that graduation isn't almost the last thing, but graduation isn't the end. It's permission to advance. Graduation is not the end, it's permission to advance. Sometimes when you get to the end of graduation, people are just crying and, hugging each other. I'm gonna miss you and this, that, and the other. And it's like, while that there can be certain level of grief or things of that nature because you're leaving a level going to another level and you needed that level before you advanced, so there's certain things you might miss about that, and then also you're going into the unknown, so this might bring up a little bit of uncertainty, but this is permission for you to move forward, go beyond yourself, go further than you've ever gone before. And again, the purpose of graduation isn't just celebration, it's advancement. You're going to a greater place. You're going to a greater level. And that's not always on the outside. It's also on the inside of you because now you've grown, you've matured, you have new skill sets, you have new abilities, you have maybe some skills and things about you or personality traits that have been sharpened about you, things that you have acquired that are going to be what you need in your bag. I'm going to say that in your bag for where your backpack to take to where you're going. You graduated because you've demonstrated competency at one level, and now you're trusted with another. So it's like I have mastered, or I'm showing myself to be competent at this level, so now I can advance. And something that I love, my pastor says that even though and I'm going to say this, when you're graduating or you're passing a class or passing a level, it doesn't mean that you got everything right, that you got 100% across the board. It just means you met the requirements to pass. Just like if you take a test and you have to get maybe 80% out of 100. If you get 80% right on the dot, guess what? You passed. It does not mean, oh, because you didn't get 100% that you're not competent. It means you did enough to get to where you needed to go to the next level. So just think about that too. When you talk about graduation, you demonstrated a level of competency to say, I have what it takes to go beyond where I am right now. And you're trusted with the next level. So life is the same, y'all. Life is the same because the things that you've overcome have prepared you for what's next. There's so many battles you all have been through. There's so many challenges that you've been through. There's been so many trials, disappointments, setbacks. There's also been great victories, uh, experiences of all type. But all of that has been used. It's never wasted. It's been used to build you up, to equip you to go to this next level or next place. It's all been for your preparation. TD Jake says that you've never been exposed. You've been exposed to where you're going to go. But sometimes you don't know what you need to get there. I added that part. You don't know what you need to get there, even if you've already had the vision of what that's going to look like. And you don't know every step, you don't know every part of your journey. But knowing that everything that you've overcome, every struggle, every challenge, every obstacle has been used for where you're going. So your graduation isn't proof that you're finished, it's proof that you're ready. Your graduation isn't proof that you're finished. It's proof that you're ready. Okay. One last thing, y'all, and I'm gonna get y'all out of here. I'm gonna kick you out. Y'all enjoying this? I hope you are, because I hope some of y'all probably like, I need to go enroll in school. That's fine. Go ahead. Go back and get your doctorate. Go get a master's. Get your bachelor's for the first time. Whatever. Go get your GED. I don't know. Whatever it is. Some of you might be feeling like you need to finish some things or go to the next level of things. And maybe this is also in your career. Maybe this is also within your family. Maybe this is also within, excuse me, your relationships of all kinds. Maybe this is with an inventory about how you see yourself, your self-care, your self-love. But I want you to take just a second as we kind of round this up and I kick you all out. I want you to think about congratulating yourself even in this moment. And you can do it with me right now, or you can do it later on, or actually make sure you're starting to put this into a practice that you do this all the time. Don't wait on anybody to prompt you to congratulate yourself. Don't wait on you to do this big whatever to do, and then all of a sudden, oh, I'm patting myself on the back. I'm proud. Look at all the stuff that I've done. It's like, look at the stuff that you've already done and what you're doing right now. And it doesn't always have to mean that it's something on the outside. It could be the things that I'm doing on the inside, who I am. I'm not the same person I used to be. I don't talk like I used to talk. I don't surround myself with certain people anymore. I don't have those certain addictions anymore. I don't have those certain negative thoughts towards myself anymore, whatever it is. But congratulations. I want to tell you right now, congratulations on graduating from self-doubt. Congratulations on graduating from toxic relationships, even with yourself. Congratulations on graduating from people pleasing. We all love people pleasing, right? Congratulations on graduating from needing validation consistently, needing reassurance consistently, and not able to give it to yourself. Congratulations on graduating from fear. And let me say this, fear will always show up. It will always be there. But at the same time, maybe your fears have changed. The things you used to be afraid of, you're not afraid of any longer. Or that fear shows up and it doesn't have much of a grip on you as it did before. Congratulations on graduating from giving up, on wanting to just quit, throw in the towel. What's the use? I don't care anymore. I hate it. But let me say this, maybe you're not where you ultimately want to be, but you're certainly not where you used to be. So we can celebrate and congratulate yourself on every step, not even if I've gotten exactly where I want to be. Maybe I want to say I congratulate, I'm congratulating myself on not cussing people out so quickly anymore. I'm thinking before I speak. I'm not availing myself so easily. I've graduated to have boundaries now. I'm a person who doesn't say no. I say no easily and effortlessly. Congratulations that I'm not a person who feels like I have to show up for everybody and neglect my own needs. Maybe also that I am more sure of myself. I'm congratulating myself because I'm closer to God. I pray more. I'm serving more. I fast more. Whatever it is, it's like make sure you start to think about the thing. And maybe congratulations that I go to the gym or I'm back in the gym. Congratulations that I'm starting to eat a little bit more healthier. I'm still struggling with it, but at least give myself a little bit. I can give myself credit along the way. Congratulations, this and talking about graduating, I don't have to get the full thing yet, but maybe it's step by step where I'm graduating from one level in one thing to another. Okay, I want you all to really, 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 really practice congratulating yourself and looking at graduation, whether it be external or internal, even if you have to do it incrementally, where it's not the big thing yet, or I've crossed and walked the stage because I've gotten everything, but maybe just my steps there. Because going from, I'll say maybe like ninth grade to 10th grade, 10th grade to 11th grade, 11th grade to 12th grade. It's like that's almost like a graduate. It's a gradual graduation to get you to the biggest part of your completion to get your diploma. But you should be celebrating those steps and that process along the way, that preparation we talked about too. Okay. Last thing, I just want to say I want to figuratively hand you your diploma that nobody else can give you. And that's just the recognition that you've grown. You have grown. You're not the same person. Have you looked in the mirror? Have you looked at your life? Have you looked at your actions? Have you looked at your thoughts? Have you sat with how you speak? Do you pay attention to the certain ways you move now? You survived things that should have taken you out, broken you completely down. You've learned lessons that you didn't want to learn. You've had to learn lessons that you didn't want to learn. So, oh Lord, whether you put yourself in them voluntarily or involuntarily, it happened for you to learn and get the wisdom. But it's like you've learned stuff you didn't even want to learn. You passed tests you didn't even know that you were taking. How many of y'all know sometimes, you're in a test in your life, and I know sometimes people are like, well, the Lord, I just want him to deliver me out this test. I know he's tested me. And it's like, well, it's obvious if he's testing me, it's because he's wanting to trust me with another level. He's trusting me with another placement. He doesn't want me to stay the same, stay where I am. So I am being tested, and maybe I don't even realize it till probably the test is over. Also, because of that, you've earned the right to move forward in your life. You don't have to remain stuck. You don't have to remain still. You don't take the shame off of you, take the guilt off of you, take the disappointment off of you because you feel like you're not where you're supposed to be yet. How do you know you're not where you're supposed to be yet? It's one thing that if you're actively hindering yourself or you're actively giving up or actively procrastinating, actively saying you don't care anymore, versus what if this is a part of your preparation for what's next? Maybe you needed to sit still for a moment. Maybe you needed to come out of doing as much as you used to because you didn't even see your value and worth and you let people treat you any kind of way. And also because if you continue, people are going to start to dictate and narrate who you are or who you're going to become, and you lose sight of your identity. Okay, I went off on a tangent right there. But so before you focus on your next goal, I want to say that is that, or your next dream or your next challenge, take a moment and celebrate the now. Take the moment and celebrate now. Don't wait. Don't wait until the next, you do something big and then you go to the next thing. It's like, okay, next thing, what's the next thing on the list? And you don't even take a moment to celebrate yourself, congratulate yourself, or appreciate what it took for you to get to where you are. So, my last line I want to leave with you all on today, on tonight, or whenever you see this, the fact that you're facing a new level of challenge may be proof that you've already passed the last one. The fact that you're facing a new level of challenge may be proof that you've already passed the last one. So if you're walking into something right now, or you just walked into one challenge now, and it's like, darn, I thought I was done with whatever. It's like, no, you passed where you were, and then you're into something new now. You passed the last challenge, and now it's on to the next. We need challenges, you guys. Some are harder than others. Some are are longer than others, but it is always an indication and significant to let you know what you carry, who you are, and also who you're becoming, and also what you were placed here to do. If there's no challenge in anything that you're doing, there's not going to be any change. It's just like going to the gym. If you don't have resistance, there's not going to be any growth. I don't know how people can just go to the gym and they don't feel no burn and it ain't tough and hard. Sometimes you see people and they scream when they let the weights down or something. They're getting that resistance, but it's causing change, which will also mean that they're under a difficult challenge to go to the next level, to pick up more weight. I like that. You need to advance to a higher weight because now you surpassed a certain class, a certain level. So you need more weight on you because of who you are, what you carry. And sometimes those tests and challenges are necessary so that you actually learn more about who you are and what you carry so that you don't minimize yourself and you don't shrink. Okay. So, I want to say, lastly, congratulations on your graduation, and make sure that you're recognizing more often what's going on the inside of you versus what is tangible or what's on the outside of you, because the inside matters just as most. As I said last week, my love for people has always been, even people who are of influence to me or people who are celebrities, well-known people. I love and honor the fact of people who do great things in the world and accomplish major and huge things. While that's all amazing and great, I think the person is much more important, who that person is versus what they produce and all the output that they give. So I love you guys. Please share this out. Please continue to subscribe, continue to like, continue to remain consistent in every area of your life. That's again, if anything that is consistently inconsistent, there's going to be a lack of trust there. So make sure that you continue to be consistent in every area of your lives with people, with everything that you do. And again, being consistent doesn't mean perfect, but continue to show up and show up with what you got, even if you're not at 100%, but you are giving 100%, even if you're not at 100%. So I love you. as I always say to y'all, you've always been great. You're just getting better, and you have finally embraced it. And you're embracing that you're doing a lot better than you even could imagine. And you are graduating. So celebration for your graduation. I will see you guys here next Friday, which will be in July, y'all. I'll see you next month. It's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. International people, family, you all know that your time zones vary, and I appreciate that you know them very well. So I'll see you guys next week. If anything changes or if anything is starting to move I'm undergoing some changes with the Inspiration Station, I will definitely make sure you guys know way in advance, okay? So again, this is the Inspiration Station live here with your CEO, your Chief Encouragement Officer, Joshua Lennox, and we are signing out, and I will see y'all next week. Have a wonderful rest of this day, evening, and also great weekend. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.